I sure know how to pick them, don't I? Magistellus Bad Trip. From the title and cover art, I thought I'd get a sci-fi ecchi action series. No, I was wrong, I got a freaking GTA Isekai. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. In retrospect, I should have just read the blurb on the back. Play your cards right and you might just win. A high school student with millions of in-game earnings, Kaname Suo, is one of the strongest dealers in Money Game Master, a virtual world where nothing is against the rules, assisted by his succubus AI partner, Tsulika. He seeks the Overtrick, a set of powerful cheat-level weapons that break the laws of physics, and one young girl. What does it take to save anybody in a VR city with gunfights, car chases, and high-stakes stock market gambling? What exactly is in the cards for Kaname and his associates? So it's another game-related isekai, but not really trapped in another world isekai like other games. In this one, they can freely travel between the game and real world as long as they fulfill their logout conditions. A few things jump out of the narrative straight away, such as the in-game currency Snow having actual value in the real world. Imagine if money earned in a video game had real worth. It'd change everything. Anyway, the second thing that I found interesting is that this isn't a VR game where you deck yourself out in a priceless computer setup and dive into a virtual space. It's more like a sensory world where your smartphone displays a bunch of lights and sounds and almost hypnotizes you into the world. I just found that fascinating as it's such a unique interpretation of the VR dive. Also, another point, there's no going around it, the game name is just stupid. Maybe it sounds better in Japanese, but Money Game Master sounds so generic like it's filler for something else. Even worse is it's spelt like money bracket game close bracket master. It sounds like a placeholder and it's pretty unfortunate that it has absolutely zero personality. So anyway, like the blurb said, Magistellus follows Kaname Suo as he sets out to collect the Overtricks, weapons that have been modded so heavily that they are seen as cheats as the game itself has no levels or special skills. Therefore it's all up to the actual player ability and your gear. Kaname has his own reasons for collecting these weapons and it's the main motivator for most of the novel. His succubus companion Tsulika is an AI created by the game, and all players, known in the game as dealers, have a supernatural partner, whether they be elves, mermaids, etc. It's pretty much the one fantasy element in an otherwise grounded and GTA-like video game. There is a reason for this, but I'm not going to spoil it. Anyway, the story has a few arcs for just one novel, and because of that it feels a little rushed, especially towards the end, as that plotline could have easily been a whole book on its own. There are a number of characters Kaname interacts with, but the major ones are his companion Tsulika and another dealer with a similar goal, Midori. The first arc that introduces the game and its major players has an awkward pace, and the novel as a whole has a touch too much jargon. Otherwise it's a pretty decent read and it does definitely pick up in the later half. Kaname as a character I felt didn't have all that much personality, he just felt like the cool guy protagonist and that was about it. And Midori felt like a walking sister-like character cliché. I found it entertaining enough and it felt like it ended just when it hit its stride, so I'm undecided on continuing the novels. Illustrations are quite good. I'm not a huge fan of the cover art, but it did get me to pick up the book, so I guess it did its job. I'm not a fan of Kaname's design, again leaning way too far into the cool guy stereotype, and his choice of outfit also makes him look like a generic background character. It's such a weird combination. Tsulika's design in a narrative sense is quite cool, and her pairing with Kaname's car is nice too. However, that is hard to translate and get across in a single image. They may look like a pit babe and car covered in advertisements, when in virtual reality, they both have continuous strings of unique information scrolling on or over their outfit and car. This information can range from emails, advertisements, and even graphs. Unfortunately, that's hard to convey in this medium, and as such, they both look a little simple or bland. Midori has a fanservice-y design that is glossed over by saying it comes with good stats, and the mismatched outfit of another character is constantly being referenced because she wears what she wears for stat changes or changes out accessories for different builds. The art is quite good, and it's a bit of a shame there isn't more of it, because the illustrator is great. They have great expressiveness in their art, and each image had character. Overall, Magistellus is an odd duck. I felt it had stumbled a bit and jumped the gun a little on the narrative, but otherwise it was a pretty unique story that works pretty well with a fairly general knowledge of online games and the stock exchange. Regardless, it's a solid little novel, and it ended just as it was heating up, so maybe I'll pick up future volumes too. I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Do you have any suggestions for future content? Please let me know down below. Until next time.